This is a 19-year-old Ironman athlete, and she'll be racing at the Ironman 70.3 World Championship this year.
And I conquered a podium.
You might recognize her from this documentary, and today she's sharing the secrets behind her diet.
If you're gonna eat, you're gonna eat like an athlete.
Her thoughts on her recent Vio documentary.
And I will be the youngest female to podium in Kona.
And if you stick until the end, you'll hear her story about training with the man who has the highest VO2 max on the planet, Kristian Blummenfelt.
What was your first thoughts after watching that? Did you expected all the reaction and all those views from people?
Didn't expect it at all. I was first a little bit scared to watch it. I think everyone knows when you hear your own voice and see yourself, it's always a little bit weird or a little bit surprising, I would say. But it's so different watching it from an eagle's eye, I would say. So from a third person. The documentary, I just want to say props to the editor and of course to you. The storyline, it was so awesome to watch. It was a little cinema movie, a short movie about my life and my ambitions, and I was really thrilled about how many people watched it. I would have never expected hundreds, thousands of people to care about my story. I didn't look at all the comments in detail because he told me that we will look at them together, but I had some comments and also some DMs, actually a lot of DMs from people telling me that they thought that it was really inspiring and it's inspired them to train. I chatted with such a nice girl. She's doing, I think, a mile swim in a canal, and she told me that she was so scared to do it, but she saw my video and felt really motivated, so she signed up and she did it. And I told her I'm so proud of her. And I think it's this is what I want to inspire people with my story.
That's so nice. When I first met you, for sure, I knew you have such an amazing story. And I didn't know how to first tell people that story. I was just well, let me not overthink. Let me just put a camera on, ask her questions. And I hope we do our goal, which is to inspire more people. I think the most inspirational part, you're so young. Technically, if you've never done an Ironman before and you just pop up on this video, you're not even allowed to do an Ironman before you're 18. And Milena, it's 19. She's so young. The fact that she can pull up those numbers for swimming, biking, for running, that's so impressive. I use your numbers to compare with guys that I train with. And I come to them and I'm well, I know a girl that she can beat you, And I'm I don't even take the risk to do a half Ironman myself, so I don't get beat by Milena,
I hope that people don't feel intimidated, but I hope that maybe they think, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too.
And comment below, what is your next endurance race? Marathon, Ironman, half Ironman, so we can give you some tips.
So that's one question I have for you. What is one advice you give to people after watching your documentary? They get inspired to do their first 70.3 or their first Ironman. What is the first tip you give to them?
First of all, I would say sign up for an event. Because then you're a little bit you have something to look forward to and also something to hold you accountable. I chatted with a friend of mine. She was oh, I'm thinking about doing my first 70.3 for 2-3 years now, but I don't think I can do it. I'm scared. And I was just just sign up for it and then go ahead and try it. You don't have to set yourself a time target because in the end, the only limitation is you and your head, because swimming 2 kilometers or 1.9, biking 90 kilometers, running a half marathon in one day, how many people can say of themselves that they have done that? And the speed doesn't matter. Just finishing the event is the goal for your first one. And even more importantly is to enjoy it. The atmosphere is gonna carry you through.
And after listening to all that, people are still gonna question me. Are you sure she's 19? Are you sure she's not 30? And I agree with you. When I did my first Ironman, I just knew how to swim. I never biked before, I never run before. Within 5 months, I was there.
So you also set yourself a time period and then I'm gonna do it. Because if you only train and say, I'm gonna do it one day, this day will never come.
I have so many friends around me that train with swimming, biking, running, and they have never done a 70.3. And they say, oh, I'll do it next year. You guys have trained way more than I did when I did my full. I know it's cool to have a good timing, to train properly, but are you doing that because you're protecting yourself and you don't want to get injured, or you're doing it because you're afraid of the actual goal? Just sign up for it. Like Milena just said, just sign up for it and figure it out. Because at the end of the day,
it's hard, but it's not as hard as you think.
The water doesn't get warmer if you don't jump in. If you always like postpone it and say I'm gonna do it next year, it's not gonna get easier by doing it next year.
That was after the documentary, after all these races. That was like what you're doing now. What is the goal? I know you're telling me we're traveling with some special people out there.
Yeah, I was busy. Yeah. No, I graduated from high school about a month ago, and now I'm taking basically a gap year for the sport, like basically being a full-time athlete.
Okay, let me just pause there. One moment. She just graduated from high school. Can we hear that? You just graduated from high school. When I graduated from high school, I was basically thinking to like take swim to professional level, and you're doing half Ironman. So we need to appreciate how crazy is that.
And now I'm basically training full-time, 22, 23-hour weeks, and we are gonna bump it up to like 24, 25, even higher.
We are already halfway through this interview. And don't forget, in just a moment, Milena will share what it was like to train with Kristian Blummenfelt, the man with the highest VO2 max in the planet. Before we talk about the special people, tell me a little bit more the diet itself.
I think it improved a lot. Always being fueled is more crucial than eating healthy. I see that I have 3 decent meals in a day, which have carbs, protein, fats, and color. Then you're gonna be fine. I eat a lot of bread because I'm from Germany. Germans love their bread.
From the last time we talked to today, you changed it a lot. You're doing the nutritious stuff that I always wanted you to do. 2 most important things. 1, you're not overthinking over the quality. Yes, you should have quality food, but that's not the most important part. The most important part is consistency. So I think those are the 2 most important things that I try to make every single athlete to understand is, you guys come to me, like, what is the best meal I should do it? No, you're asking the wrong question. It's not about the best meal. It's about how consistent should I be? And now, Milena will talk about what it's like to train alongside none other than Kristian Blummenfelt himself. Do you think that's being influenced also by the little training trip that you have been doing? And tell us a little bit about whatever you can tell us about your training trip and the people that you met, and how was that?
Okay, first of all, thanks to classmate, I got to travel to Font-Romeu, to France, and meet up with the great Norwegians. So with Kristian Blummenfelt, Gustav Iden, and Kasper Stornes. Super awesome, super kind human beings, so down to earth. It was the most awesome experience.
For those people that don't know the names that you just said, who are those people?
So okay, first of all, if you don't know, do you live behind the moon? Maybe. Well, Kristian Blummenfelt has a resume that if I would have like started to say it now, I would probably take over an hour. He is an Olympic gold medalist. He's Ironman and Ironman 70.3 world champion. He is the man with the highest measured VO2 max, like one of the, if not the fittest man in the world. And Kasper Stornes, he's also an Olympian, an awesome short distance racer for Norway. I think everyone should know them.
So how was it to be with him and some of the things you learned?
To be with them, it was the most awesome time I had. What surprised me was I thought that they were like super stubborn or like super tensed in their training and in their execution, but especially when I do like light stuff, they were just like joking around, like nagging each other, which was so funny. Of course, like when you see them swim, you think like you have a motorboat besides you, because they're extremely fast. The love to the training and to like the daily grind they have was really inspiring to me. And secondly, the nutritional aspect, like seeing what they eat, like how much they like eat so much, like at the restaurant, like they ordered the food and then they ordered like an extra portion of fries, for example. So you don't have to worry about nutrition or about carbs because they're your main energy source, and you wouldn't like drive a Formula 1 car without any gasoline. And the fuel for us elite endurance athletes is carbs. The next session is always like at the doorstep, and therefore it's first of all important that you fuel enough, and secondly that you just love the training and try to like have fun with it, because if you don't have fun, if you don't enjoy the training, you can do it like on a daily grind like they do.
Amazing people that educated and teach you a lot about high performance. I like to see you smiling, I like to see you performing, and I like to see that you're going in a good direction. So, which leads me to my next and final question that everyone is asking me. What is next? what are we planning for? What is in your mind next? You know, what is coming?
So the big next, of course, is the Ironman World Championships, the 70.3 in Marbella in November 8th. Kristian said he wants to see me on the podium, so his wish is my command.
I want to.
That's definitely the next big thing I'm training for, and I know that I'm gonna have bigger and more fierce competition than I ever had. Before that, I'll definitely want to do another 71.3. I just don't know where yet. Keep your eyes peeled on my Instagram, I would say, because you guys are the first to know.
So I like how you're dividing your life, and I think that's definitely the difference between your past version to this new version of you that is going to be competing in Marbella, Spain. If you had to share one message with everyone watching this video, what would you say it is?
Kristian wrote that on the bottle that I gave him. He wrote, "Go hard or go home," which I think is a great message. Hard in the sense of either be all in what you do or don't do it. Like, be committed with your heart and enjoy it. Want to do something that lights up your heart. And I hope that everyone can find something like this that gives them purpose every morning.